Hello, you bastards. So, yeah, it's fucking happening. Friday nights and Saturday mornings around midnight. I mean, I could say, oh, it's always going to be 10 o'clock Friday night, but I can't guarantee that shit, especially if I want to go down the pub for a couple or if I've got something to do. You know, when the shops close around, either 10, half 10 or 11. So, I mean, if I forget I'm doing a show and I have to go out and get something, then around midnight, sometimes it'd be 9 or 10 on a Friday, might be quarter to midnight, might be 1 o'clock in the morning, but Friday night, Saturday morning, I will be here, keeping the British end up and getting away with it. You know? So anyway, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I mean, I know I'm doing it, and I know who I am, but I don't know what I'm actually doing in terms of the shows. There's no theme or topic to it, and uh, that plays on me a little bit. I ought to fucking think some shit to do. So, I'm lazy. Can you think of some shit? I mean, I can have a rundown of the fucking week's news stories, whatever shit's been going on, but that's fucking tedious. Reality always is. I mean, but, what can I actually say about the war in Ukraine? It's genuine real life, and it's traumatic, and it's horrible, and it does play on me. I mean, it winds me up, pisses me off, gives me the up. But have I got anything to contribute in terms of serious events? Probably not. Probably not. So it's going to be a light-hearted approach. Yeah. Well, about wristwatches, I'm never going to go back to that. I think it's yeah, there might be a bit of twang, It's the one called the Twang Hang, which is the laziest show I ever did. I just get out the sheet music and practice learning to play shirt, which I do anyway, and I just did it in live with talking shit over the top of it. Jarvis Cocker, wouldn't it have been an idea if he contacted or retained the services of some kind of hairdresser? Stylist. I mean, what the fuck is up with his hair? That's like, did he steal someone's wig from out their fucking grave? I mean, his hair is really a mess. Look at the side of it. You don't look at this yourselves. Has he got a medical condition? Anyway, I hate criticising Jarvis Cocker. I like Jarvis. And reforming pulp and putting out an album that's fucking pulp. You know what I mean? That's all you can say about it. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't really know, but it sounds exactly like pulp. It's absolutely bob on. Because some bands disappear, come back with new stuff. You say, what the fuck is that shit? Like Guns N' Roses. Have you heard their new songs? They're fucking terrible. Nothing like Guns N' Roses, from the first album. Yeah. It's mostly stuff Axl Rose wrote, and while they were doing the Chinese democracy thing, or he was doing the Axl Rose solo album, they put the name Guns N' Roses on it, despite the fact that he's the only member that was on that album. But legally, he retained the rights to the name of Guns N' Roses, so he can do that sort of shit. They are terrible, terrible fucking bloody work that was. Anyway, I've got a whole week to sort of prepare for my next show, and I really need to think about what I'm doing and where I'm going. And to be honest, I think I'm going to have to do it every week for 2 or 3 months to realise what a fucking Friday night show actually. Because it developed organically, I guess, and they stretched it and shaped it and formed it into something unique. We'd be hanging around talking about wristwatches, hanging around playing guitars, talking about any old bullshit, but making a musical mess while we were doing it. Oh, what do I do now? I've got no reason other than to open my mouth and flap my fucking jaws about whatever shit is on my mind. With a mind as small as mine, I'm gonna have to fucking have to get some fucking help. Or Dr. John Cooper Clarke appreciation. Oh, it's come down. Or they're just bored and thought, I'll make a documentary about him, while he's still alive. We'll say how nice he was, and then we can just use that for his obituary if we can't be asked turning up because we're too busy. Yeah. John Cooper Clarke. Yeah. Yeah. Must be. Yeah, I think he's still alive. Oh, the nuclear states. BBC World Service. Who are the nuclear states? Well, there's America and Russia. There's Britain and France. There's India and Pakistan. There's Israel. Aircraft. They developed them in secret. Who else is there? There's Australia got nukes. You got them. What about Canada? Oh, yeah. You're close to the target. Surprise the shit out of those fuckers. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Who's got them? Who's got them? Germany got them. Right, Japan. They've got nuclear power stations. If they've got nuclear weapons, are they allowed them? Because they were naughty boys in World War II. They got their bottom smacked. They were told not to have a fucking army anymore because it caused too much trouble. Hang on. Have that. Have that, Your Majesty. Put that on 2 slices of bread and munch down on it. Do you good. Uh, yeah, if you're vegetarian, don't breathe it in. Oh, Christ, that's a meaty one. Oh, it's like a jar of sandwich paste, sort of vaporised into the air. Delicious. But, I mean, amongst my own sort, we regard farts as something of an aphrodisiac. It's part of the mating ritual. Farting at each other, lifting a leg, blasting the air with some pungent aromatic fucking bowel gas. Yeah, marvellous. It's like blowing kisses. Oh. Oh. Yeah, why farting and shitting and pissing and picking your nose and flicking your crows and projectile vomiting aren't allowed in the Olympics is a mystery to me. But it'd be much more fucking entertaining if it was the Rude Olympics, the World Soggy Biscuit Championship. Oh, yes. So, yeah, the show. I'm doing it. I'm going to see what happens. Bit of topical conversation on all the shit that's been pissing me off in the news. There's loads of that. No shortage. You pick up Trump. Ooh, what a fucking twat. And COVID, it keeps coming up in the newspapers. There's a new COVID variant. It's a dominant strain. There's not really that much to worry about. I mean, I'm only going to get excited when it starts killing people in the tens, if not hundreds of thousands. But if we can get a death count at 10,000 a week, then I'll get excited. Mostly to laugh at the people dying from it. Because the first time I was like, oh, preserve life, be sensible, get a decent mask, not a fucking, not a handkerchief, get a respirator and fucking get your vaccine vaccines and fucking lock down and avoid the fucking disease-ridden fucking spreading scum. But this time, I'm like, oh, fuck it, let them die. Let the dickheads die. And let the sensible people wear masks and fucking avoid the pricks. You know? But to be honest, it was a disappointing. And it was nowhere near as good as flu. And flu was a far superior and far more deadly virus. But who knows? I mean, could it mutate into something that really whacks out tens, if not hundreds of millions? Could we halve the population of the UK? Please. Oh, mind you, if we did, you know, they're going to be great, wouldn't it? No. No. There'd be loads more empty properties, and what will we get? Fucking immigrants coming over and moving into them. And we'd be the minority in our own country. Yeah. I mean, what we really need to do is cut down on these foreign devils breeding, right? Do you know, it's new legislation, right? They're going to make it illegal to take the piss out of dickheads with rubbish accents who can't speak English. Fuck me. Ugh. No more fun at the expense of the Mancunians, Scousers, fucking Geordies. We're fucked now. We're fucked. Well, what are you going to do? Of course, you can't do the fucking Indians and the Chinese. Oh, cry, you'll be in trouble. You go to prison for that. Go to prison for going, oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, nearly did it. Apparently, allegedly. You know. Yeah, I've been watching Animals and Horses. I've been watching the complete lot. I finished off today, the last three, which came in from eBay purchases, including Royal Flush, which I found out I've got to buy again on VHS, because they cut approximately 20 minutes off the original broadcast version. They call it the writer's edition or re-edit. But yeah, it was basically crap. But it had an extended amount of dialogue for Del Boy, where he was being a cunt, a real bastard. He's got himself invited to this fucking stately home by this fucking baron or lord or whatever. And he didn't know this Mosh's wife died in a skiing accident. And he's telling all these off-colour jokes, and he goes, oh, this is one of those blokes who goes skiing. This one will kill you. And he offends this old cunt, you know. It was just bad writing. Bad writing, even worse editing. So they had to cut it down accordingly. And fair enough, but I want to see the version I remember seeing on TV years ago, you know what I mean? So I thought, you know, DVDs, DVDs anywhere from £1.75 to £3.80, right? That's pretty much what you pay for a DVD of a BBC show. But the VHS, that's going to cost me £9-10. What the actual? You pay more for lower quality, mate. But fair enough on the postage price, yeah. I might pay more to post a great big brick of a thing. But pay more for fucking, don't get me wrong, I pay 50, 60 quid for some VHS tapes. I know people who've paid fucking 1,200, 1,500, two and a half fucking grand for fucking VHS tapes. But, you know, when there's only 12 known fucking genuine editions in the country surviving, you expect to pay a couple of grand. And that's the way it goes with obscure horror movies, you know. But yeah, I don't know, yeah, a tenner. I'll go and buy that. But I've got to have the original version that was on TV. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I'm not happy if it's not pucker. And the DVD isn't pucker. So yeah, I've seen the complete Only Fools and Horses now. Some of it was a nice trip down memory lane. And some of it I was just like, oh, that's not very good, is it? Oh, dear. Yeah. Anyway, Friday night, when the time is right, I'll be here talking shite. You know, got to get something going. I'd like to have some voices from the past, but yeah, yeah. I'll never get fucking jazz weirdo back. I mean, even if there was a spirit world, would you want to cross over and fucking discuss fucking musical theory? I miss him. Yeah, it's weird that I miss him like I don't miss any of the birds I've had over the years. I don't get that sentimental about women. Yeah, you're fun with them, you discover their flaws, and when you're rid of them for so long, you start thinking, Christ, what are you even fucking bothered with that for? Or you think, oh, gosh, she's gorgeous, but my God, it was fucking 30 years ago, but she's not gorgeous anymore. Oh, she's like part of our dog shit now. uh, I don't improve with age, do they, people? We get worse. Well, obviously not me. Not me. I fucking improve like a fine wine. Yeah. Or like the farts you do after drinking too much fine wine. Got a bit of a tag about it. So anyway, Jarvis Cockers, that seems to be fucked. Should have gone and Google it and see if there's a reason for that. Anyway, should we get a banner up? There we go. Let's get the banners up. Well, I've returned. Okay. Yeah, it did say Grobnob is returning. Right, if you remember that. Well, now it says Grobnob has returned. There you go. The knob is back. Yeah. Yeah, so what would we do? All our best serial killers are dead. All the classics are dead. Jack the Ripper, the original and the best. They say Charlie Manson. No, Jack the Ripper was a king of the serial killers. He must be dead by now, but your Sutcliffe, your Brady, your what was he called? That one who worked in a job centre that chopped him up and flushed bits down the toilet. Dennis Nielsen, he's dead. You know, Shipman and West, they never lasted very long, did they? Uh, we're just not getting. I mean, serial killers in this country, we've had some good ones, we've had some classic ones, but we're just not producing them anymore. I mean, it was Steve Wright, um, the truck driving prosy murderer, but I mean, he was a short spree killer. He didn't build up his reputation over a long enough time. He was just a flash in the pan. Not very the Suffolk Strangler. Nah, he's not like a fucking Graham Young, like a proper serial killer. There's Bible John. They reckon it might have been Peter Tobin. They've never been 100% sure when they'll ever find out. Bible John, folk legend. Was it Glasgow he operated in? Glaswegian Nightmare. Oh, Bible John. Mm. Like Jack the Ripper, the Yorkshire Ripper, the Surrey Strangler, the Moors murderers. Mind you, the Moors murderers, we never called them Moors murderers while they were active. It's only after they caught them and started digging up the graves that they acquired the name the Moors murderers. Same with fucking Dennis Nielsen. You know what he was called? The Camberwell Cannibal. Yeah, he didn't have Camberwell, did he? Yeah. Proper serial killers. We're missing out on that. When the kids today, they've never grown up with the fear of a murderous psychopath stalking the streets that might murder them. And it's a shame that they missed out because I was a nipper. I remember when Peter Sutcliffe was out doing his dirty business. I'm far too young to remember the Moors murderers. You know, I remember when they caught Sutcliffe. I still remember that fucking photo fit where he had the fucking beard and it's a bit like an evil Jesus. Which I suppose he was. He was certainly evil. He died of the COVID, didn't he? Along with Tim Taylor. I think Meatloaf. Um, oh, was it Bobby Ball, that Cannonball? Yeah. Quite a few people died of COVID, which is amazing because according to the geniuses, the experts, in the comments, it didn't exist. It was just a global scam to make everyone wear a mask so that the leaders of the world could get I'm going out of wearing masks. Uh, why would the world conspire to pretend there's a virus when there isn't? Come on, what's your logic for that? There is. Oh, so they could give you a vaccine that's guaranteed to kill you. Well, why is it less people died since the vaccine than before the vaccine? What, you know, death rates lower, aren't they? I don't know. There's vaccine damage. People dying all over the place. No, they're not. Only in the fucking internet memes that are full of rubbish. Oh, God. People going doing research on fucking Reddit. What I heard of bloke. I know someone who works as a nurse and she says it's definitely poison. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, not just coming back now. I've come back. And yeah, Friday night shark. So that might be a good. We'll have to find a non-offensive way of spelling shite. Yeah, the thick of it. Nirvana, Fred Dibner, Greg Girard. Mm. Shift a conversation. I don't know what's come up. Brad Pitt and Snatch. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's a half decent movie. Good on DVD somewhere. Oh, Dr. John, Rock and Roll Mystery. Listen to this one. Mac Rubenak, aka Dr. John, dealt heroin, went to prison, and even ran a brothel as a kid. However, in the 1970s, he did something so sickening to a record executive's daughter, he was lucky to survive. Yeah, that's real clickbait, isn't it? Yeah. But, you know, it's always disappointing. It's never any good. It'll just be a really boring, mundane AI thing of someone reading the Wikipedia fucking history of his life with AI found images from Google. And let's have a quick look. This is a real expose into some seedy underbelly of the rock and roll world of the 70s. Oh, there we have an advert. Well, this is actually quite good. Brilliant. Doctor, here we go. This is going on my watch later list. Marvellous. Right, here we go. Yeah. Save. There we go. Watch later. Brilliant. Yeah, that's not an AI. I thought that was clickbait, but it isn't. Someone's actually scripted it quite well. Brilliant. Big Lebowski, why do we love the dude? Because the dude abides. Yeah, he abides. Oh, an extended version of Love Missile F-111 by Zig Sputnik. Oh, I love good music. Yeah, so I'll be watching that. I'll be cheeky. Oh, an interview with Udo Kier. Oh, it's 8 minutes and 42 seconds long. I want an hour. I want an hour and a half. Really get into his fucking life. Tell us about his childhood and all sorts of stories. 8.5 minutes. Well, you can't do much with 8.5 minutes, can you? Some people can, I suppose, you know. But enough about Fat Paul's sex life. That's what we call him now. We call him Fat Paul. I like his bass player from Pulp. That's a 1970s jazz. You can tell by the fret markers it's the 70s. And with this being the mid-90s, it would have been a reissue. Would have been a proper 70s one. I like the bit where he's in a fucking shopping trolley getting pushed along. I'd quite enjoy that myself. Especially if it was Sadie for us pushing it. You'd probably do the exercise, you know, it'd be a nice outing for her. Yeah, I'm sort of common people, you know. In as much as I'm poor and I'm foul and, you know, but then again, I'm not, you know. Why did Tommy Robinson get banned from a restaurant? That was 3 weeks ago. Yeah. There you go. John Goodman breaks down his most iconic characters. Yeah, he's done a huge amount though, John Goodman. He was in The Big Lebowski, he was in Roseanne, he was in Barton Fink, and I can't think of much else I've seen him in. Oh, he was in Matinee. We played a thinly veiled version of William Castle. William Castle sticking out your arsehole. That. He was this real life character, and he was like a gimmicky horror director that kind of inspired Alfred Hitchcock, not technically in terms of making films, but marketing them. You know, William Castle did The Tingler and The House on the Hill and shit like that. Yeah, So he directed quite a character, made a few quid, and towards the end of his career, he produced Rosemary's Baby, and he made so much money, he didn't know what to fucking do with it. You freaked him out. He's like, fuck, I've been working hard all these years, now I'm fucking rich. What the fuck? Uh, uh, yeah, let's watch fucking Jarvis Cocker. Yeah, his fucking hands are right messy. He hasn't combed that, has he? Has he got scalp condition? They've been told him not to comb his hair for a while. There you go, Jarvis Cocker's afraid of nature. What a silly person, afraid of nature. You'd be afraid of nature, you are nature. Surrounded by nature. You're on a great big ball of nature, fucking flying through space with natural asteroids fucking whizzing around. You're lit by the natural sun. Fear of nature. Well, biophobia. I'd never heard of that before. Uh, I'm going to see if that actually exists. Because, I mean, Jarvis is just the sort of who'd make it up for a giggle to be like, no, Jules, I didn't fucking believe me. Right, it actually says biophobia. Well, we'll soon find out. Fear of nature. What thing to be afraid of? People are afraid of buttons. Like, no, I can't leave the house. There's people wearing buttons. And they go, oh, fuck off. Oh no, I've got biphobia. That's interesting. Why we hate bi men? Well, yeah, that's actually true. That women, it's like you go, yeah, I like shagging blokes every once in a while. Then we go, get away. But if they go, oh, I like shagging other women every now and again, they expect you to be impressed. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, then whatever. But you want a medal for being naughty? Would you ever date a bisexual guy, Amber? No, I just want to be comfortable with it. And I don't know why. I just feel that way. Amber Rose isn't the only one to express the sentiment. The Glamour survey found that 63% of women respondents wouldn't date a man who was ever had sex with another man. Mind you, that means 37% would. Rates bi men as less attractive than straight men. It's not uncommon for people to feel uneasy about bi men. They're not quite sure. There you go. Bi men, not as popular as bi women. But anyway, I don't want biphobia, I want biophobia. Let's go back to fucking Jarvis and hear what he actually said. He said he had some sort of phobia, he was scared of nature. Uh, Right. It's in the library, innit? It's in his PowerPoint presentations. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, if you get a few quid coming in, mate, you bet you is. Yeah, I used to go on walks and just freak out. Like, just think, there's no signpost telling me where to go. Why is there? Get back on a campus. Fucking hell. Biophobia. I've actually been doing it. I don't know if you know, I had a side job doing some PowerPoint presentations. Oh, yeah. I love it. PowerPoint presentations, right? Here you go. Get the captions up. Right. There they go. Let's get that playing again. Brian has an initiative called the Sound, and he asked me to do a few events. So I do a talk called Biophobia, which is about my fear of nature and how I've managed to conquer it. Right, biophobia, not biphobia. Fear of bisexualities. Are you afraid of bisexuals? Bisexuals. I'm not. I used to ride a bisexual every day, when I was in it. Good way to get around. There we go. Biophobia. Well, that's what it said about it. I'm sure that's what it said. Closed captions. Biophobia. Right, okay, bio. But it's the algorithm. I wanted to talk about biphobia. 63% of women won't want to shag a man who shags other blokes. And 100% of men won't want to shag men who shag other blokes, apart from the ones who shag other blokes. In which case, they take it as granted that any bloke they shag's already been shagging other blokes, or getting shagged by them. Yeah. Oh yeah, when you type in biophobia, it comes up with biphobia, right? Well, I did get it right. Fucking hell. No, biophobia, not biph. Oh god, there's a horrible metal band called Biophobia. There we go. Why the fear of nature is growing. Yeah, it's a thing. There's also a stupid pop group. There we go. Biophobia, clunky bio puzzle, full gameplay, no commentary. I don't know what that is. Biophobia, smell of blood. Yeah. Die for existence. There we go. What is biophobia? Why do we need nature? Have a look at this. It'll be interesting. I mean, I like a bit of nature. Like walking down a park, down on a river, in the woods. I like it out in the sticks. This is a crack one, this one. Yeah. Oh dear. I was never scared. I was a regular fucking Huckleberry thing when I was a nipper. I was down the woods, fishing in the rivers and fucking building little campfires, mucking about, camping out in tents. Yeah, I usually leave the flaps open because you don't want the farts accumulating in there. That would be something to be afraid of. Yeah. Here we go. Biophobia. Oh, yeah. Obviously, we're afraid of fucking Siberian tigers. That goes without saying. Turn your back on one of those buggers, they'll eat you. Oh, right back. I've seen some footage of that. They make a right old mess. Yeah. Go on. I think it's called Gorgasm or something. I don't know what it's called these days. But I used to go on a website called Rotten, and it had all these photos of like suicides and people who accidentally choked themselves to death while having a kinky wank, and then they hadn't found them for a week. Oh, they were pretty ripe. Like this bloke with a fucking, he's wearing stocking suspenders, high heels, for the whole business, right? And he's got a fucking plastic bag over his head, and he's died while wanking. Oh, rough as fuck. There's the other ones who are doing like projectile diarrhea, like and getting people to photograph them spraying diarrhea out their arse as hard as they can. Even got Bob brutally dropped. He wasn't brutally dropped. He was just like told, "You're not coming. You've pissed up. You pissed off Mister Goldstein in the fucking accounts department." And he says, "If we fucking employ you, he's gonna fucking cause shit." Yeah, I mean, he's going to die the death of 1,000 cuts. It's just no resources will be available to him because it's one thing being an anti-Semite, it's another thing taking the piss out of Jews, but it's another thing calling for the death of them and saying they've got no right to defend the nation. I mean, obviously they're going over the top and they're being a bit rough on the fucking Palestinians. But the Palestinians, you know, they're choosing to live next door to Israel. You know, it's a fucked up corner of the earth. Always has been, always will be. There will never be peace in the Middle East. You know, not that fucking neighbourhood. And let's face it, they're rich. A lot of American dollars, and a lot of it comes our way because we sell them the missiles that they used to fucking blow the shit out of fucking Palestine. 12 billion a year worth. Probably more now because those are old figures. 15 billion. I mean, the amount we've been using recently, they will come back to buy more. So we're making money as a nation. The biggest trade in the world, right? It's not alcohol, it's cigarettes, it's not iPhones or fucking video games. It's certainly not rubber johnnies or porno mags. Now the biggest trade in the world, it's not food. No, it's not medicine. Oh no, 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 no. It's not even fancy collars for dogs. They're the ones with fucking brass bits put in. No, biggest trade in the world is arms. Yeah, not prosthetic arms for people who've had theirs blown off. Like them around. No, armaments, bombs, and bullets, and guns, and fucking missiles, and drones, and laser beam satellites. If there's any justice in the world, yeah, it stands to reason. They've got shitloads of money. They give us shitloads of it to make these missiles. If we go, "Oh, stop killing your neighbours," they'll go, "Oh, if we do that, we won't be giving you millions every year." And we're like, "Oh, that's the point. We'd rather have the money and turn a blind eye to the bullshit." And that's what it amounts to. Money. Money makes the world go round. And where life is cheap, death is worth millions. It's a sorry state of affairs. As a species, we are a violent, warlike, horrible bunch of miserable cunts. We are the parasites on this planet. We are the fleas on the dog. We are the most lowly, disgusting fucking species ever to emerge from the primordial mud. We are a bunch of cunts. Collectively, not saying anyone's a bigger cunt than me. Obviously, several people are. I'm not saying I'm the biggest cunt going because there's loads of little cunts who are, nowhere near as cuntish as me. I'm just a medium, middle of the road cunt from a cuntish species. Ruining our planet, killing each other, treating each other despicably. But you know what? At least I'm honest. At least I acknowledge that we are a flawed species. We're horrible, and we'll destroy ourselves eventually. But before we destroy ourselves, we'll destroy our neighbours and people across the road and people in the next estate. That's the way it goes. That's how humanity works. You can criticise it all you want. Yeah, fair enough. It is wrong, but it'll carry on. It's in our nature to destroy ourselves. You know, we're running out of space. You know, they spend on fucking weapons. They spend on feeding, clothing, and housing everyone and providing them with decent medicine. We'd not only save a few quid, but we'd have a happy, united fucking family on earth. We could all be nice to each other, but no. We've got to go waging war. We've got to go getting smacked out when on drugs. We've got to go thieving. We've got to go quarrelling. We've got to go stabbing each other and shitting on people's doorsteps and in brown paper bags. So when they trample on it, they get shit all over their shoes. I mean, we are a horrible species. You don't see dogs behaving like that or cats. You know, we are the bozos on the bus. We're the most evolved fucking dickheads that have ever lived. Whole planet full of us. And we're all behaving like complete utter cunts. Well, we could get on. We could try and sort out the differences, but no. No. We've always been these petty, vicious little turds. And the shit always rises to the top. We always make sure that we get the biggest arseholes to run our countries for us and fucking squabble with all the other dickheads running their own countries. And that's at the bottom. We kind of get it. We're like, yeah, well, it's fucked up. And there's fuck all we can do. You know, when you get sick of the dickhead in charge, you just vote for another dickhead who fucks it up in a slightly different way, but it's essentially the same shit. But saying that, don't vote for fucking Farage. He is a monster. He is a fucking useless cunt. You know, because he won't deliver. He'll spend the first half blaming the last lot, and the second half fucking hiding and refusing to answer questions. He'll be straight on holiday. There's no way he'd want to be under that much scrutiny all the time. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to see the bomb explode. He just wants to light the blue touch paper and fucking hop in a taxi and fucking hear it go off 2 miles away. He's not want to do his own dirty work. He doesn't want to answer questions or answer for himself or explain himself. He just likes to give the speech and then fuck off. Deal with his brainwashed racist following. He seems to think that all the problems in the world boil down to a bunch of brown people getting off boats and coming over here working shitty low paid jobs. Oh yeah, well if you're a fucking delivery rider, then yeah, they might be a threat to your way of life. But if you're doing something that involves speaking fucking English, then they're no threat to your job whatsoever. You've got job security. Who gives a fuck about a bunch of foreigners over here trying to get a fucking hand out? Boot on the arse and fucking send them back home because most of them are taking the piss. Yeah. Yeah, wind me up. I don't fucking think they're an invading army set to wipe us out. You ever seen any of the fuckers interviewed? They never fucking act it as fucking sleeper agents to fucking destroy us. There's some fucking paranoid fucks. I'll tell you what. Whenever I read the updates on the next COVID thing, and there's those people in there going, oh, better stock up on toilet paper then. And I'm like, look, dickhead, that joke wasn't funny the first 10,000 times. Do you think you're going to amuse anyone with your fucking mundane bullshit? Why don't you worry about your male pattern baldness, you slaphead? I hate bald-headed men. And I found out bald-headed men are the true immigrants because I was reading these accounts, right, of the ancient, I'd say the ancient Britons, but they weren't Britons before it was called Britannia, the Albions or whatever they were, the Celts or whatever, lost in the midst of time. But when the Romans arrived, the natives, right, were all hairy-headed men. They all had long hair and moustaches, right? So if you've got a bald head, you can't be related to the ancients because they had long hair, and they used to spike it up and dye it colours and paint their skin with blue woad. So basically, your true descendants are basically football hooligans, you know, with 1980s mullets and tattoos that faded and become like blue woad. And there you go. They said they were a warlike, aggressive bunch of cunts. There they go. There you go. It's not bold-headed people. They can't go around with long hair, can they? No. What have they got? Foreign DNA. Bold-headed people do not belong in this country. We need to check their DNA and send them back where they belong. You know, Europe. Yeah, don't belong in here. But that should be the thing. You know, we should go back to the most dated, ancient description of what the people were like. Fair-skinned and tall. Yeah. Short people. Well, they can't be English. They're too short. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to start tracing everyone's fucking DNA and establish who is properly English and who is an immigrant that's come here over the last 1,000 years or so, 1,500 years. You know, if you're gonna have fucking sectarianism and a divided community, don't just draw the line at the fucking southernmost beaches of England. Start making sure people live in their historical towns and never leave. You know, start policing the border between Lancashire and Yorkshire. You know, and London, the north-south divide. You know, you're born south of the river, you stay south of the river. You know, granted, you can go out as long as the curfew isn't in place. Do a bit of shopping. You've got to go back home. You know, if we want to go with this fucking idea, you know, this is our place for us. We've been here longest. Let's start applying it. Let's start sending the Scottish and the Irish home. You know, let's see how that works out. You know, but I think you should not be allowed to move more than half a day's walk from your ancestral village. You trace back to your village, and that's where you have to live. You have to live within. And football, of course, we've got to change football. If you weren't born within 5 miles of the stadium, you can't fucking well play for them. How's about that then? How's about that? If we're going to say all these brown people aren't welcome here, well, you know, these red-haired people with tartan trousers aren't welcome here, or anyone wearing a suit and tie and a bowler hat has got no business, no business in Birmingham. He should get back to London where he belongs, on the stock exchange. You know, so is that how we want to do it? Mm. Saturday morning, yeah, I should be doing putting my Scooby Doo DVD on. I like cartoons on a Saturday morning, but you know what? I rarely see a Saturday morning. I mean, I'm usually asleep before the sun comes up. But yeah, the show has returned, and I've just got to get used to doing extended monologues because it's not as easy as you think. It's something you work your way up to, and then when you don't do it for a few years, you try and go back to it, and you realise you only got 15 minutes. You only got 20 minutes, and you've got to think, how the fuck do I spin out tiny amounts of material and keep it coherent, keep it moving, keep it active? You know, momentum. There's an act to it. We call it polishing a turd, taking one topic of conversation and spinning it for 10 minutes and then seamlessly segueing it into another topic of conversation. It takes a bit of doing, you know, and I'm discovering I'd become half decent at it through doing it. And now I haven't done it for a while. I feel all rusty. Rusty. Like an old sheriff's badge. But yeah, I'm going to do it as a challenge and try and get my show back with the goal of getting up to 12 viewers. You know, that's my idea of And a nice little bouncing fucking comment spread. Yeah. Anyway, I can't be fucking arsed. I'm fucking right off. I'll see you later. Have a nice day. Be nice to each other, and don't fucking don't fall for this shit. Don't, keep a logical distance on things, especially in reality, because it's out there to do you harm. All right, I'll see you in a bit.